All right, everybody, how we doing? It is Thursday, March the 1st. March the 1st already, wow. And this is live. We're forged by the fire, and this is Mind, Body, Bank Account. This is the show that is giving you the tools that you need so that you can start living the life that you desire. And to be quite honest, it's the life that you deserve, right? So I'm super fortunate tonight to have as my guest on the show a woman who is doing some amazing things with her own life, and I'm certainly hoping that you can find some inspiration tonight from her so that you can start making some changes in your life so that you can better it as well. So she is a clean eating advocate, ex-bodybuilder, certified personal trainer, registered early childhood educator, daycare owner, although I believe it's former now, and mom of 2 daughters, Anna Somogyi-Mulé. Let me welcome Anna onto the show here in just a moment. And we're going to be talking about healthy eating, living clean, and really listening to what your body is telling you. Because if we're in tune to our body, it's really speaking to us. It's just up to us to listen. Anna, thanks so much for coming on the show tonight.
Anytime.
Awesome. So we're going to be talking about, taking care of your body with the stuff that we put inside it. So share with me a little bit of your story, how you got on, your personal family mission to take care of you and your family, and how did you get started wanting to better the stuff that you're putting inside you?
Well, so I'll rewind way back to when I was a little girl. My parents are fresh off the boat Hungarian, and so they grew up with home cooked meals. Mom and dad would do everything from the garden, so everything was from scratch. They didn't have canned or boxed foods. There was no option of that. So my whole life, that's what I grew up on. My whole life, I also had serious allergies. So we thought it was first my cats. We got rid of the cats because I had hives all the time, right? And so those were gone. Then it was seasonal allergies to anything and everything, right?
Right.
Then it was dogs. Then it was I had stomach issues. I had diarrhea or constipation. I had hives. I was allergic to the sun as a kid even, so I couldn't even go out in the sun. I mean, I went out in the sun and I was leathery hives everywhere. And so my doctor was like, oh, just take an antihistamine. So since 11, I'm 38, since 11 years old, I took an antihistamine. That was the solution.
Right.
So I went from one allergist to another. They did tests on me. You're allergic to this, this, and this. As I get older, I have now hypertension. So 28 years old, my blood pressure is 160 over 105 on 2 different meds. No idea why. Couldn't figure it out. I'm eating clean. I'm working out. I'm healthy. Then all of a sudden I'm anemic. And then it's so one thing after another after another. Finally, I went to my 3rd specialist last year, and she said, do you have an autoimmune disease? And I said, I'm going to say yes because I have psoriasis, I have this, this, and this. She said, let's take blood work.
Mm-hmm.
So I said, great. So she said, let's take more blood work. I'm like, okay. So I took more blood work. So last week, we actually found out that I have lupus. So all the issues that I had through childhood, not one doctor put together all of them to say, wait a sec, these are all markers for lupus.
Wow.
So I was that kid that should have been in a bubble.
Yeah.
Right? But with that said, a couple of years ago, I started to listen to my body. So I started to eat stuff, and then I got bloated, and I was like, what did I just eat? So I started a food journal.
Okay.
Wrote down what I ate. So as soon as I ate dairy, within 20 minutes I was bloated. Okay, so take dairy out. Great, bloating's gone. So through the last year or so, I've cut out wheat. So I've gone gluten
Right.
free. I no longer have adult acne. I no longer have hives. I don't feel like little ants are crawling up and down my skin underneath it. I don't have diarrhea or constipation,
Yep.
right? So that was because I went gluten free. Then my psoriasis started clearing up a little bit more. I decided, let's try it. I eliminated dairy, no problem. I don't have gastrointestinal issues anymore. I don't feel like I'm lethargic anymore. So there's certain things in your diet, if you listen to yourself and your body, it will tell you what your body cannot tolerate,
Yep.
right? So, for example, if you're craving apples, there might be a vitamin in apples that your body is going without. So I was craving carrots for the longest time. I would eat a bag of carrot a night. No problem. Healthy,
Yep.
healthy. But then I went for my normal 3-month blood work, and my doctor says, "Do you know you're low in vitamin A?" And I was like, "Well, what can I eat to increase it?" She said, "You should try carrots."
Yeah.
Ta-da!
Wow.
So I just feel that if people would listen to their body more, so those cravings, the issues that you might have, you might be sluggish one day. Why are you sluggish?
Mm-hmm.
Right? You might feel dehydrated constantly. Well, why are you feeling like you need to drink water? Is your blood sugar too high? Maybe you might have a touch of diabetes. So there's
Right.
certain things that should really focus on your body and what your body is telling
Right.
you.
Like we don't sometimes
So
we see the symptoms in us, or like you say, we're tired or we feel this way or that, but we're not looking at the root cause.
yeah,
Right.
exactly. So with that said, because I had all these allergies, it was just easier for me to make everything from scratch. So I mean that's what I was used to, right? My parents made everything from scratch. So and it's not that much harder. People will say to me, "I don't know how you have the time." We're busy. I'm busy. I'm a single mom. I have my daycare. I do the daycare now. I work 9 to 6, then 40-minute commute time there and back. So everybody's busy. Everyone does. But my secret is my crock pot.
Mm-hmm.
So everything in the morning goes in my crock pot. So for example, to make a very simple tomato sauce, I will buy tomatoes in bulk. So whenever they're like, you go to Fortino's and you have like that clearance section where you can buy like a big package for
Yep.
$1.49 of tomatoes that, it might have a bruise or it might be organic that might go bad and they don't want to worry about it. So they throw it on clearance section.
Yep.
I buy those, buy 2, 3, 4 of them. Or in the summertime, you have them in your garden. Take them off, throw them in your freezer. And then when you're ready, all I do is I take them whole, I don't even chop them up, throw them in my crock pot at night, put my seasonings in, and I push the button. And then I go to sleep.
You
I
you
go to
showed
sleep.
my wife this, and we did it right, whole tomatoes, and we were thinking,
Yeah,
how is this gonna? It was the best sauce ever. I'm not joking.
I'm telling you, whole
Yeah.
tomatoes. So you wake up in the morning, and I have like a like the
Yep.
pureer blender thing. I wake up in the morning, it's already usually on warm at that point. Take the lid off, 2 minutes maximum. I hand puree it. So now you have puree tomato sauce. I add the garlic, salt, pepper, whatever it might still need to taste. I crack the lid a little, put it on for 8 hours on low, and I go to work. I come home and I literally have fresh tomato sauce that took me about, I don't know, 3.5 minutes to
Yep.
make,
Yep.
honestly.
So true.
So it takes almost the exact same amount of time to open up a can of pre-made, chemical-filled, sodium-filled tomato sauce, right?
Yeah.
And people don't realize how simple and how easy it is. Just like anything you make for dinner. It might be easy to open up a box of pasta with the cheese sauce.
Mm-hmm.
We don't have time to cook. No problem. Pasta. Throw it in your pot. It's going to take 6 or 7 minutes to cook
Yep.
anyways. You have butter. We have grated cheese, a little bit of milk or cream. You whisk it all with a little bit of flour. You have your own creamy cheese sauce. My kids said to me, Mom, they're 13 and 10. My 10-year-old says to me, Mommy, what does Kraft dinner taste like?
That's awesome. Yeah.
Right? Last year, she says, what does Kraft dinner taste like? I'm like, don't worry about it. She's like, okay.
Yeah.
So, and it only takes, like I said, the extra 2, 3, 4 minutes. My biggest tricks, buy in bulk. So if pork loin is on sale, you buy a big chest freezer, a big deep chest freezer. I buy pork tenderloin on sale. If you cut it up yourself, it's so much cheaper.
Right.
You can get a pork tenderloin this big on sale for $9.
Wow.
It takes maybe 15 minutes to cut it all up. Put them in little zipper bags, put it in the freezer. Same thing, mass amounts of tomato sauce. I will make a full crock pot full of tomato sauce. Make it cool, like cool it right down. Then I take it and I ladle it into zipper bags. Throw it in my freezer. I want tomato sauce, I have it in my freezer.
Yeah.
Right? Anything. You pre-make everything. You can buy a big tray of ground beef. You don't have time to cook. You pre-cook the whole entire tray, freeze it in zipper bags, in little serving sizes.
Yep.
Done. Now you have taco meat. You just add your seasoning. You have this, that. All you have to do is warm it up, really.
So true.
So
we make
right?
excuses though for this busy life that we have and say, I can't make something from scratch every night. But if you just took the time to spend, a little prep time, right? It's like sharpening that axe, let me sharpen it for 7 hours so I can chop that tree down quick. So yeah, you take a bit of extra time and those busy nights, you just heat up the stuff that you've already pre-prepared. Smart.
Yeah, it's true. And that's what I said. If you put it in, same thing, like I'll make waffles. If I'm going to make waffles, I make a full 2 or 3 batches, and then I make them. I put them on a cookie sheet, freeze them, then I wrap them all together into one Ziploc bag, and I have waffles.
Yep.
Take them out, put them in my toaster, right? So fresh waffles, but quick and easy.
Right.
Same with pancakes. And I can make more than one kind. So if I make one large bowl of waffles or pancakes, plain, make whatever I want, then I add cinnamon to the other half. I add mashed bananas. My kids love blueberries, cut up strawberries. Now I have a fruit waffle.
Yeah.
So I've just made plain waffles and then fruit waffles, 2 zipper bags, label them, throw them in my freezer. Okay, guys, what do you want for breakfast?
Yep.
Right? So my kids will always have either fresh waffles, fresh pancakes, anything like that. I just literally pull it out of the freezer. I don't have time to cook every morning. I really don't. But I do want my kids to eat healthy, right? I want them to have something nutritious in their body.
Yes.
We eat, people forget that we literally are eating to nourish our body. So our body needs vitamins and nutrients and protein and all these healthy things, and that is our vessel. That is how we keep our vessel healthy.
Right. And correct me if I'm wrong, but and I know you're not a nutritionist, but this is your personal story. So I mean, what we're sharing here is your story. So for folks who are listening, take it for what it's worth. But Anna has listened to her body and done some great things for herself, right? So correct me if I'm wrong, but I heard one time someone say, food is really the most important vitamin that you're going to put in your body. So a doctor will prescribe you a bottle of pills, and he doesn't say, take the whole bottle all at once. And then you want to keep a consistent amount of that nutrients in your body at all times, and the good stuff, right? Not the store-bought chemical filled, the good nutrients that keeps the body working properly. You put garbage fuel in your vehicle, it's not running quite so well. So I'm sure you want to put real good stuff in you and keep the vessel filled.
Yep, it's true. And you know what, unfortunately, it's just so much easier sometimes to call and do takeout and that's great. Like, I still do that. I'll take my daughters out once a month, and we still will go to the restaurants or whatever.
Yeah.
But it's a treat, right? So instead of like going out 2-3 times a week, I take them out once a month, and it's like Well, guys, you know what? It's movie night or it's date night or whatever. Let's go out to dinner. Wow.
Yeah.
Really?
Yeah.
Let's go. And also finances too. Like how many times do you say, you know what, I don't feel like cooking, let's just order in? Well, that $40. So you sit there and you get $40. That's maybe for three people.
Right.
$40 you can do for like, let's say Swiss chalet or whatever. So you think to yourself, for $40, how many chickens could you have bought?
It's crazy.
Right? How many bags of potatoes? Yep. Right? So it's also a matter of preparation there as well.
Yes.
So it's buying bulk amounts and I pre-season everything. So a lot of times I'll take, like I said, the ground beef and I will make them up and pre-season it and I will write taco meat or whatever. Same with pork stew. I'll pre-season it with like stewing seasonings. And then I'll write stew and I'll freeze it.
Very cool.
So now my seasonings are already on there. Chicken legs, salt and pepper. You buy the chicken legs, salt and pepper, any kind of meat, salt and pepper, then you freeze it. Now it's taking all the salt and pepper or whatever seasonings and it's actually marinating in your freezer until you need it. I'm telling you, this is the juiciest piece of meat you will ever eat.
Awesome.
Pre-season your meat, then stick it in the freezer and see
really,
if you don't say, wow, so much better. So there's little techniques and tips that we can all do, and it only takes, like, let's say Sunday is your grocery day, take it and do it then, right? Pre-chop up vegetables, put it in the container, right? And then this way, if you're going to work the next day, you grab the handful of vegetables, throw it in. I make hummus in bulk, right? And it doesn't take that much time. And I put a little bit in each container, take it to work with me, grab the vegetables that are already pre-cut up, throw it in a container, done. I have a wholesome meal, right, for lunch. So it's just a matter of that extra 20 or 30 minutes when you're going grocery shopping to prepare everything, right? Organize your fridge and you're set for the week. A lot of times too, if I'm like, by the Thursday, I'm like, I have no idea what to make. I'll go grocery shopping. I'll see what I bought. I'll make a menu for myself. Quick menu, write it all up. Like I said, label the baggies. And then I know I have Monday through Friday, I have meals in the freezer. Done. The night before, I take it out, put it in the fridge.
And
or
for a busy family, knowing that that's done, man, that's like, woo! And
I'm telling you, crock pot is a saving grace. Because you come home and you open that door and you smell the whiff of whatever stew or whatever you're making, chili, anything. And those are all things you can make in bulk. Chili, it freezes amazing. So you come home and you open that and you're like, oh God, thank God, I don't have to cook tonight. Right? You had that day where it was brutal, traffic was horrible, you know, your work was bad, right? I'm a registered early childhood educator. Some days I'm just like, oh my gosh, the kids were crazy. Was it a full moon? And I open my door and I'm like, oh yes, I have dinner made. I can sit down with my glass of wine or whatever, and I don't have to worry.
Right.
So it's just a matter of having that prepared, right? Throwing it in your crock pot, literally. Pre-cut everything, have it in your freezer. I take them out, rip the zipper bags open, throw it in my crock pot, put the lid on, they're frozen solid, push the button, I'm out of there. I know I come home to home cooked dinner, awesome. Right? So it's just a matter of having that and working with what you have. And then you're reducing having to worry about all the extra sodium in the foods that you're buying that are prepackaged, right? You don't have to worry about the chemicals that are in there. Your children are eating healthy, nutritious things, and you're giving them the tools to grow up enjoying and appreciating with their palate a delicious, wholesome meal, and they're ultimately going to choose that.
I agree.
Right? So if my kids are asked what they want for dinner, they'll usually pick sort of like a gourmet meal, like, well, mommy, I want, beef stroganoff or whatever, right? And as much as I'm like, all right, fine. But my children are actually making the effort and picking that, right? Like,
smart, yeah.
I'm like, guys, you want to make homemade sushi tonight? Yeah.
Awesome.
They roll their own sushi, right? You integrate the children into the menu plan as well, and it's just so much fun. But what do you want in your sushi? Well, they don't like fish, so we have teriyaki chicken. Done. Same thing. Pre-cooked in a Ziploc bag. Even my rice, you could pre-cook the rice.
Yeah.
All you need to do now is take it out. Your rice is pre-cooked. Your vegetables, you can just chop up the carrots, done. They make their own sushi and they absolutely love it because they made it. It's fun, right?
See, I like what you said about incorporating the kids. Not only is it teaching them some skills. But I think,
Yeah.
We've really lost what it really takes to put food on the table. Nowadays we pick up the phone or just go to the store and grab something. But,
Yeah.
X amount of years ago, we spent the whole day preparing for a meal. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
And just,
Absolutely.
just teaching kids that in this microwave society that when you want the good stuff, sometimes you need to put in a little extra work, right?
Oh, absolutely.
Well, a little extra work
then,
in the front end, but in the end, it all pans out. Listen, this show, Mind, Body, Bank Account, right? We're hitting it all here. When you put good stuff into you, you are doing great for your body, which then is doing great for your mind, right?
Yep.
And your bank account is gonna it'll take care of itself as well, because we're not gonna be blowing all this money. Think about it. Like you said, you eat out 3 times a night. I mean, I know I go for a walk with the dog, and I think I might be able to guess who does a lot of takeout. Or you see all those clamshell packages in people's recycling bins, right? And you go, holy crap, how much money is getting spent on this great tasting but low quality stuff, right?
And like I said, it's because society we're so busy now. We are career orientated. Unfortunately, it takes 2 members of the family now to go both to work. We're both needing that income, right? And nobody's home anymore to help prepare the meals. So if you can take that little bit of prep time and pre-season, with healthy, nutritious seasonings, even a small little item like above me. I don't know.
I can see you have some greeneries growing.
Okay. So the center one, I have parsley and chives growing. Okay.
Awesome.
Okay. So if I need anything, then I literally come over, stand on my couch with my scissors, and I cut my chive.
Yeah. It's awesome.
And my children are watching this plant grow, and they're watching me cut it, and they're watching me put it in their food, and they go, wow, this tastes good. Yeah, it does. Yeah. We just grew that. You just watered that.
That's right.
And we watched the fruits of our labor, and we're eating it right now. And that's why it's so important to have a garden, help the kids tend to the garden. My daughter will cook the pepper or cut the pepper up. I don't care if the cubes aren't perfect. Who cares? I'm eating it anyways. Yeah. Go and cut the pepper. Sure. You want to help? Yeah. You want to cut the mushrooms? Okay, here's a knife for you.
Awesome.
Even little kids. You have a mushroom soft enough, right? Yep. A little butter knife. They can stand on a stool, and they can chop. While you chop, you make dinner together. They're more apt to taste
Definitely.
that food.
I totally agree.
Right? Exactly.
You're doing great things for your kids, and anyone who's watching this, share this info. Talk to your own kids about what they're putting in their bodies, and work with them in the kitchen, right? Because our whole goal as parents are to teach our kids how to be great members of society and how to live a wonderful life for themselves. So teaching them how to cook for themselves, I think, has to be up there with one of the top priorities. There's only a few things we need as humans to keep moving, and nutrition is right at the top of that list, right?
That's right. And if we're teaching our children that healthy, nutritious food is important, then in essence, they will teach their children, and it will be patterned. And this is what's important. Even now, society is realizing how bad things are. We're slowly going back to a lot of organic stuff.
Absolutely.
Prices are coming down. We can't all buy organic. So I try to buy at least 50% organic.
Right.
Go to the reduce section.
Sure.
Organic doesn't last as long as the pesticide-based fruits and vegetables. You go to the reduce section, you can get organic bananas. Packages, they're trying to get rid of them. They don't want them to go bad. They don't want them to go brown. They still want their money for it, but you can get a whole pack of a tray of tomatoes organic for $1.50. They want them gone, right? Now you're eating organic. Anything. Like I said, I also will buy my vegetables if they're on sale frozen. There's no need that you have to buy them fresh, because a lot of times they'll take them right from the farms and they'll flash freeze them. Yeah. So the nutrients are locked in there. So frozen is just as good, if not better, than a lot of the fresh stuff if it's coming from Mexico or the United States, because now you have all that travel time on the truck that it's ripening on there. So you're not getting the wholesome nutritional value because it's sitting on a
Right.
truck. So if you don't even have to get the pre-cut squash, get the pre-cut beans,
Yep.
buy them frozen. Then you have them still. You got the wholesome vegetables to use for your family. It doesn't have to be fresh,
Yeah.
right? So,
But
yeah.
ultimately, I guess the idea is cut out that processed stuff, right? I'm like the closer to Mother Nature that you can get is what I try to tell my kids, right? If it grew out of the ground, or for us meat eaters, if it walked on the ground, right?
Oh, I love
As close to Mother Nature as you can get, the further through the processing process that it goes,
Yeah.
you know, everything just gets degraded. The nutritional value degrades and the price goes up. So,
Yeah. My kids are 13 and 10, and I'll take a box off the shelf and I'll say, "Can you read those ingredients to me?" And they will struggle.
Yep.
They will struggle with a lot of the ingredients.
Yep.
And then I'll say to them, "Can you read this ingredients?" Maybe it's a can of stewing tomatoes. And they'll go, "Stewing tomatoes, salt." I'm like, "Right. Now read this on the already pre-made sauce."
Yep.
I have no idea, Mommy.
Yeah.
Exactly. So which one do you think we should choose? The one that you can read the ingredients for, or the one that you have no idea what's in
Exactly.
there?
Exactly.
So even if you have to get stewing tomatoes, no problem, perfect. Same thing. You can make a quick sauce. Throw it in your crock pot with seasonings, done.
Yep.
Right? So you're eliminating all those preservatives. And again, back to my lupus, all those preservatives only wreak havoc. You get arthritis, right? I had arthritis from stuff, joint aches and pains, headaches,
Yep.
right? Hypertension from all the salt that was in our food. So you slowly listen to your body, tying everything back, realizing what it is that's causing you problems. You start eating clean, and you get back to, like you said, nature, and your body will ultimately thank you.
It will.
You'll notice a lot of aches and pains are gone. Your bloating might be gone. Adult acne, headaches, right? Regularity, you might have all that back.
Mm-hmm.
You might wake up happy and refreshed without caffeine in the morning. I'm not saying give up coffee.
You love your coffee. Hey, you know what? We could have done this talk on coffee. That's what we're going to do, another one. We'll do another talk on coffee, because I know you're right down with that. And yeah, that's funny. Well, listen,
Awesome.
Anna, I don't want to cut you off. I'll keep talking for days. I just don't want to take up a whole lot of your time, because I know you're an incredible. You probably have a couple crock pots you got to jam full of some chow.
Oh, yep. It's already, I can smell it. I'm ready for dinner now.
Good stuff. Well, listen, I really appreciate you coming on tonight. And I didn't expect, to be honest with you, I knew that you like to, cook well and take care of your family. I didn't realize you were so passionate about it, though, to be honest with you. And I think.
Yeah. Well, like you said, back in the day, I had my personal training certificate. I chose not to take that route. I actually chose to do the RECE part, like become the teacher. But I have the knowledge in the background, and I know what it takes to keep your body healthy. Yeah. It's like I said, it's a vessel, right? You don't put, water in your car. You put good quality gasoline. You maintain your car, right? You give it oil changes. There's an issue with it, you get your muffler replaced. You get, this, and this. Everything gets topped up. It's the same for us, right? Yeah. You want to put good, high quality, good octane into your vehicle, your vessel, and it will give you more of a pep, more.
See, that's it. We don't pull our body vehicle into the garage enough. We don't take that downtime enough to really listen to ourselves, understand, some of the issues that we're having, diagnose it, and find the root cause. We just try to get through the next day and mask it with an Advil or an Imodium or whatever else you can buy off the store shelf that they're going to push you to try to fix the problem.
Well, that's it. And don't let your doctor say, there's nothing wrong. If you feel that there's something wrong, push to get looked at. Get blood work done. Follow through with it because you know your own body the best, right? Don't allow anybody else to say, oh, you're fine.
Yep.
Right?
Yep.
Because like I said, you only get one chance to live. So can you wake up in the morning and can you say to yourself, if I die today, would I be happy with what I've just accomplished? You know, I wake up and I actually am completely happy to go to work. That means I like my job.
Absolutely.
Right? You know, so do I go through life just mediocre, right? Or do I think to myself, what do I need to change to be truly happy? And that's in all aspects of your life, right? If you can't wake up in the morning and say, if I die today, I would not regret anything.
That's right.
I'm telling you right now, 2 years ago, I couldn't say that. I couldn't say, if I died today, I would be happy.
Right. Right.
But today, if I died tomorrow, I'd be happy.
Good for you.
With what I've achieved, what I've changed, where my life has gone, I can die tomorrow and be happy and know that I have lived the life in the last couple of years that I wanted. People will go through life and not take care of themselves. We have to be selfish sometimes. We are a mother first. We are a wife first. We are, an owner operator first, right? You are many roles, but you forget sometimes about me. What is important for me?
Yeah.
Eating clean, being happy. You don't like your job? What's wrong? Find a new one.
Yeah.
Find a new one. You can get hit by a bus tomorrow, and then what?
They'll replace you at your job.
So, done. They won't care, right? But you will.
Yeah.
So you have to wake up in the morning and go, am I happy with where I am right now? You're not. Change it. And that's where it was. My body wasn't functioning properly. I was having issues constantly. And I was like, you know what? I'm going to strip my diet completely, slowly integrate things back. When I realized that wheat was troubling, gone, right? Dairy I had issues with, gone. Aspartame, gone, right? Certain things that would cause hives, things like that, gone. I don't need it. I eat what I can, and I can eat healthy, not having certain foods in my diets.
And now, that's you. Am I? Should everyone be cutting out gluten, or everyone cutting out dairy, or is it kind of a
You know what? There's a lot of correlation between the wheat that our great-grandparents, great-great-great-parents processed. That wheat is no longer the same dynamic, and it has been modified so much that the wheat nowadays in the stores, our body just cannot process and tolerate it anymore. We don't realize that, but there's wheat in everything. It's almost a drug. It's almost addictive.
Right.
And if you took wheat out, so went gluten-free or took wheat out, period, which is not gluten-free. You can have oats and barley, which has gluten. But I literally just took wheat out because that product was what I was allergic to. For 6 weeks and see what kind of change you have. And then even if you integrate it back for a couple of days, see what happens, right? You might get restless legs and you'll be like, wow, I don't remember the last time I had restless legs. We can take care of that, right? So, you might not have brain fog anymore. You might not have the acne that you're suffering for some reason for.
Yeah.
Wicked gas, maybe, right? It might be gone, right? Itchy skin. So there's a lot of things that could help. Dairy as well, same thing. There's a lot of times that people don't realize dairy is causing havoc in their diet. So the first thing I say to parents that have behavioral issues with children, right? Attention deficit issues with kids, have you tried putting them on a gluten-free, dairy-free diet? Try it for 6 weeks.
Yeah, what can it hurt?
See what happens in your, in your child's diet. 6 weeks. See what happens. Sure. Document, log.
Yeah.
Are they less aggressive? Are they able to be self-regulated now? They can control their own body? Can they focus better? 98% of my families will keep their kids dairy-free, gluten-free because it's helped so much. Yeah.
Wow.
So you just have to listen to your own body. And again, take it out. If you see no difference, put it back in. You see no difference, continue eating it.
Why not?
And that's what you do. Right?
Experiment with yourself a bit, sure.
6 weeks, right? So, and that's the process is try it, trial and error. Pull it out of your diet, If you feel so much better, why put it back? Work around
Yeah.
it, right? You don't need gluten. You can eat grains other than wheat, rice, anything. There's so many options out there, and the gluten-free foods that are out there, even if you buy the bread, because that's the one thing I haven't mastered. I can make amazing gluten-free waffles from scratch, pancakes,
Yep.
tortillas, bagels, a nice fluffy bread. I cannot do it yet. I cannot figure out how to make it fluffy. So I do still buy my bread, gluten-free bread, from the freezer
Yep.
section. I do. I do not make homemade bread yet.
We'll let you away with that
But
one.
thank you. But like I said, there's so many things. You don't have to go without bread.
Yeah.
You just have to have gluten-free bread, right? So there's things that if you find that you're pulling stuff out of your diet, you can get calcium in other ways.
Sure.
There's a lot of vegetables with calcium, right? So it's just a matter of integrating something different. Now I have almond milk. Now I have soy milk. Now I have cashew milk, right? And my youngest daughter, same thing. She was coming home with wicked rashes on her hands. She's like, Mommy, my hands are so itchy. I tried the detergent, nothing, right? She comes back again. So I said to her, let's start journaling. 2-3 days, she'd
Smart.
be fine. I would pack her homemade lunches. So they get leftovers. Thermos, they'll get like leftover pasta from the night before, homemade soup, sushi, anything left
Cool.
over. They would go to school with that. She would come home. I would like, how was your hands? Fine, no problem today. Then one day she'd come home and I said, your hands are red. She's like, they were itchy all day. I said, what did you have for lunch? She's like, a sandwich. I said, on whole wheat bread. Okay, so we would write it down. I'm like, babe, you should go gluten-free. I don't want to. My 10-year-old, I don't want to go gluten-free. It's too much work. Okay, we kept charting, right? She would come home every couple of days with itchy hands. I said, what did you have for lunch? I had a sandwich. And all it took was me making her realize what she was putting in her body.
Yep.
Eventually, after 3 weeks, she says, I cannot handle the itchy skin, Mommy. I know it's from the wheat. I'm going gluten-free as well. So she's literally gone gluten-free, dairy-free. She's a different kid.
Wow.
She is able to control the temper she had before. She would fly off the handle.
Really?
Like that.
Wow.
She had no impulse control. Her body was no longer itchy. She didn't have the hives anymore. She was no longer constipated,
Yep.
right?
Yep.
So there's certain things. There was no bloating. She was able to sleep through the night. Sleep through the night.
Yeah.
Right?
How many of us do you think don't even
kids.
realize how little sleep we're getting? Yeah.
Right? Because we're so uncomfortable. Our body is so uncomfortable that it's giving us restless sleep. You know? So,
Wow.
anyways, Mike, you were trying to let me go.
You know what? I wasn't. Every time you start talking, you hit on something that's like I don't want to say more important than the last, but the journaling is awesome. Documentation, I think, is huge. That's so smart.
Yeah.
And you know, you started to talk about something that I don't want to say it has trumped the healthy, clean eating talk, but when you were talking about being able to die tomorrow happy, Anna, that's it. That's it. You need to be happy with what you're doing. You need to live your passion in this life. Too many people are just going through the motions and just waking up the next day and are a zombie out there.
It again.
And it's unfortunate. You know, your passion for life comes through in your personality. I can tell it's seeping right through the screen right here, and I know that anyone who's watching can feel it as well. So I will get off the horn with you now. We'll end it because I want to save some stuff. I have a feeling that we're gonna do some more shows again, and I'd love to talk about your passion for life. And because
sounds good.
You're gonna do some. I don't know why I'm gonna say that. I'm gonna say you're gonna do some great things in life. You're already doing them, and you're already happy doing what you're doing. My mind is just racing, thinking, man, people need to hear your story. You need to write a book. That's what you need to do.
I don't have time.
Anyway, we'll cross that bridge another time. Hey, thank you so much for coming on. It was awesome.
Anytime. My pleasure.
You take care of yourself.
Nice seeing you again.
All right, bye-bye.
Bye-bye.
That's awesome. You know, just from the comfort of her couch and her little garden in the back. What a great mom, great person. teaching our kids real life skills. And, Anna doesn't have any real personal financial gain in sharing any of this information with us. Just wanting to help, right? And show people that there is an easy way to fuel your body and make your body work the most efficiently that it can, right? Because when we're healthy in here, we're healthy here, and we can be the best that we can be out there in the world. So, guys, this was episode 17 of Mind Body Bank Account, and you can catch us on. And now I'm stockpiling. We haven't launched yet, to be honest with you. So you will be able to get us on Stitcher Radio, on Google Play, and iTunes. And that will be coming up shortly. This is awesome. I'm loving this. I'm getting some great feedback from what we're doing here, everybody. So keep tuning in. Keep sharing the videos. Message me with any information, questions. It's all awesome. I love it. And next Monday, March the 5th, you got to come and join me, because I have yet another martial artist that I'm going to be interviewing. And I love martial artists because they've got a great view on the world. They love pushing their bodies to the extreme, and I just love that stuff. I love pushing somebody to see what is their potential, right? It's just, it's mankind has always been driven by that that idea of how far can I go? What can I put my body through? Well, let me tell you, Crew Jeff Harrison is going to be in the house on Monday, March the 5th. And we're going to be talking about some stuff that I love personally, which is leadership, passion, and following your dreams. So Jeff is a pro MMA fighter. Former Muay Thai champion. He is the head instructor at New Era Combat Sports in Ottawa, Ontario. And this is where he trains MMA and Muay Thai champions. He's got champions rolling out of that gym nonstop. He is also very, very committed and involved in his community. So we're going to talk about the art of leadership, passion, and following your dreams on Mind Body Bank Account on March 5th. Guys, take care. Have a great night. We'll talk to you later. Keep tuning in. And until then, keep your mind strong. Is that what I say? I say keep your body strong. Keep your mind open, your body strong, and your bank account growing. See? I'll get the tagline eventually. Mind Body Bank Account. That's what it's all about. Growth, people. We're getting better every day. If you're not getting better, you're dying. So keep getting better. One little thing. Just do something different every day. One thing to make you a better person. And it's infectious. Your kids are watching. People are watching. It's the little things that you do that will make your life better. So keep it up. Take care, everybody.